Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. Today's video, I am gonna kind of do a wrap up of my escape for 24 hours readathon. I originally was gonna do a vlog and I realized that when I am only reading and not doing very much of anything else and not really leaving my space, vlogging is hard. So I ended up scrapping the vlog and I thought, let me just do a wrap up. Let me just tell y'all what I did. It'll be great, cool. So this is a readathon hosted once a month by Rylan over at Reading with Rylan, and Stasia sometimes or most of the time comes in and co-hosts, and it's a great time. It's a 48-hour readathon, and the idea is trying to read 24 hours in 48 hours, right? So I have kind of always loosely participated. I've never really done the prompts. I've never really tried to see if I could read for 24 hours. It's always just been, oh, they're like, everybody's doing it, I'll read too. And yeah, so this was the first time that I was like, okay, I'm determined to see if I can read 24 hours in 48 hours. And I'm gonna try to follow the prompts. So the group book for this round was No Exit by Taylor Adams. I have already read this and I could not find an audiobook for it because I would have totally reread it. I'm obsessed with that book. The movie comes out on the 25th. I'm ready for the movie. So, but I couldn't find the audiobook, and so I didn't end up getting to it. With that being the group book, the other prompts were read on the cover, genre/author you love, over 300 pages, and friend recommendation. Now, did I follow my TBR that I had originally set? Yeah. Did I get to every book on my TBR? No. And that's expected. So here's what happened. The Friday night that it started, Bailey and I had a buddy read that we were going to do for the weekend. And I didn't know if I wanted to start it yet because I didn't know if Bailey was going to start it because it was much later for her than it was for me when the readathon started. So I went ahead and went with my shortest book to start the readathon. And that was Dipped in Holly by Dana Eisley. This was like 60 pages. It was cute. It was great. I had a great time. This basically follows Holly, and in the beginning, her boyfriend breaks up with her at his work Christmas party in a bar. And so she's like crying in the bathroom, and she has the bathroom door locked, and this guy bangs on the door and he's like, hey, people are waiting. Why are you in the bathroom? What are you doing? She opens the door. She's been crying. She's wearing like this sexy Mrs. Claus outfit, and he's like hard eyes at her. Turns out he owns the bar. Wow. And then it goes from there. It's Dana Eisley, so you know that this is gonna be, there's gonna be sex, you know, there's gonna be smut. And it's great because it's Christmas themed. This book also has extra trigger warnings for a light daddy kink because, what was his name? Nick? Nick was 50 and Holly was 25. I was into it. I loved it. It was great. So I read that and then I finished it in like 2 sprints. And I messaged the Discord in the sprint channel because Rylan was sprinting. And I said, okay, I finished Dipped in Holly. Like, now I gotta figure out what else to read. And Rylan was like, oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved the second book. And I was like, okay, now I gotta read the second book. So I had it. And the second book is called Claimed by Cupid. It's also Holly and Nick. It's still Holly and Nick, but it's, instead of Christmas, I almost said Thanksgiving. It's Valentine's Day, obviously. So it follows Holly and Nick for another 60 pages for Valentine's Day. And we just keep going. This one, Claimed by Cupid, I liked more. And I liked more because I liked that we had already established. And because I read them back to back, it felt like I was just continuing the same book. And there was some play in this book that I thought was a really good idea. And like very interesting to read about because I don't think I've ever read, I know it happens, but I've never read that kind of play in a book. And if you've read this book, it's What Happened at the Restaurant. Teehee, but I really enjoyed those. And then what else did I read, bro? We're gonna, after I explain what I read, then we're gonna get to how, like my hours, okay? So then I don't remember if I started this Friday night or if I started it Saturday morning. I think I read a little bit Friday night and then most of it I read on Saturday. But obviously we didn't finish our buddy read, Bailey and I. We were planning on finishing and we didn't. So I haven't continued to read it since after the readathon because Bailey was a little behind from me and I read way ahead than I should have. So I'm just waiting on her to catch up so we can finish. But we buddy read, or are currently buddy reading, The Martian by Andy Weir. I read probably the first 30 pages on Friday night, and then I read all of this on Saturday. Like I read all day, pretty much all day on Saturday. And guys, I love it. I love it. At first it was very hard to read because it's very chemistry, much wow, very science, much wow. Like I have to read this slowly on some parts because I'm not a science girly, but I'm a sci-fi girly, if that makes sense. So that is that. I think this is I cannot wait to read Project Hail Mary if I'm obsessed with this one. So basically, we follow Mark Watney. He is on a space expedition with a group and they're going to Mars. And on day 6 of them being in Mars, there's a giant storm and they have to leave. Well, as they're leaving, Mark gets hit by something and he falls over and they can't find him and they think he's dead. So the crew leaves. Well, he wakes up like later and he's like, oh no. And so this is basically Mark being stranded on Mars and hoping that he can survive for the next expedition to come. NASA to figure out that he's gone, or he's gone, he's alive. And yeah, potatoes. If you've read the book or seen the movie, potatoes. Potatoes are God's creation to help us survive. And I could not live my life without potatoes. And if you don't like potatoes, I don't like you. Thank you. So I'm obsessed and I cannot wait for Bailey and I to finish, this is where we are, to finish reading, I can't wait for Bailey and I to finish reading so I can freak out about this some more and then find Project Hail Mary or any other sci-fi book to destroy my life like this one. I also, while I was making dinner on one of the days, listened to a little bit of The Hating Game. I ended up finishing The Hating Game after the readathon, but I probably listened to 25% of The Hating Game, which I also counted towards my hours time read. I finished 2 books during the readathon. I got 55% of the way through another one, physically reading it, and I listened to 25% of another book. That's a lot, and I think I did so good. And reading 24 hours and 48 hours is hard, and it's hard because I love to sleep. It's hard because I have to do other things. It's hard because I have to cook for myself, and sometimes I don't want to listen to an audiobook. It's hard because it's just hard to read 24 hours in 48 hours. That's half your time. So I used Bookly to track, and I literally was very stickler. Like there was a point where I was reading and my brother called me and I was like, pause my time. I'm not reading. He's talking to me. And then he got off the phone, unpause, I'm back to reading. So I was a very big stickler on like, this is my time reading. I want to have this as accurate as possible. So with that, I read 3 hours the first night. I read 6.5 hours on Saturday. And then because of like the things that I was doing on Sunday, I only read an hour and a half before 6 p.m. on Sunday. And that comes up to what? 3. So I think I ended up getting to 11.5, almost 12 hours read in my 48 hours. That's pretty freaking good. I think I did a good job. I think I could do better if I don't know. I feel like I want to try this again. I definitely, Rylan, hey, you're going to see me hustling through all the other ones. I've decided that this is for me. Instead of loosely, because I'm bad at readathons, instead of loosely participating, I'm now full on participating now. So get ready to see me. But I think I did a good job. 12 hours and 48, go me. I know I love watching Martine's videos for these because I love seeing her try to read for the 24 hours. And I'm pretty sure, go watch Martine's videos, but I think she did it once. I think she got it. And that's my new goal. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it and then I'm gonna calm down. I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna get it and then I'm gonna calm down. But that's it. I had a great time. I read so many different books. I feel like this kind of invigorated me to kind of understand my time frame in reading and how long it takes me to read certain things, because I definitely was speeding through romance and then sci-fi really was taking me a while. So it's interesting to see how the different genres kind of impact the speed in which I'm reading. But also, because I was trying to 100% focus on the reading that I was doing, I am a very big person of liking background noise. Like, I'll put the TV on, but I'll put the volume really low, and it'll be a show that I've seen a million times just to have that kind of extra noise. Well, I tried watching read with me's that were like the wind blowing or rain, or I was just watching reading sprints because Pris hosted some reading sprints this weekend, and I was watching Pris's reading sprints. Well, Pris does, in the ones that I was watching, she was doing hour-long sprints. And so in those hour-long sprints, it was silent. And I was reading so much in those hour-long sprints because it was silent. And I know, like, everybody's like, duh, because it's silent, you could pay attention. I get it. But I like to have the extra noise because it makes me not feel like I'm like, internally listening to my thoughts. So it's a new thing that I've discovered, is that I am carving out time to be in the quiet. And I honestly think that's helping my brain calm down. So yeah, so that's all I have. And if you want to participate, I'm going to link everything down below. Ryland's channel, Stasia's channel, I think there's a Twitter, I think there's an Instagram. I'll link those. I might link the Discord. I don't know, because it's not my Discord, but I don't know. You'll see it if it's there. But I hope you'll participate with Ryland next time, and you'll see how crazy this is and how hard this is. But again, that's all I have. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to help me out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.